Good morning. In this video, we will show a tool for the conversion between the object-centric event log and the multi-event log format. The multi-event log format adopted by Celonis permits to specify the relationships between different activity tables. Now we are going to see an example that contains 3 different activity tables, whose case table are put in a relationship between with some tables that contains a relationship between the cases. This is helpful to define a multi-process map where the contributions of the process maps of the single activity tables are put together, and the transitions between the different processes are identified by some arcs. So in this case, we see an example of 3 different activity tables with different process map and the relationships between these different process maps. On the other hand, the OCEL format for the storage of object-centric event data looks like this. We have different tables. Each table is associated to it's an event that is associated to objects of different types. For example, the first event with activity create campaign is associated to one campaign and to customers. And what we would like is to convert from this format to this format that we saw before. And from this format to an object-centric event log. In order to do this, we created one supporting tool that permits to download a multi-event log to an OCEL, and conversely to upload an OCEL to a multi-event log. Let's first see how a multi-event log can be downloaded to an object-centric event log. In this case, we need to specify the URL to the Celonis instance and the API key. After specifying the URL and the API key, we can specify the data pool that should be considered and the data model. Moreover, we need to specify the name of an analysis that is built on top of such data model. And after this specification, the download of a multi-event log to an object-centric event log works by downloading the contributions of the single activity tables and then using one of the existing miners in Celonis to infer the transitions between the different activity tables. These are used to relate one event to all its related objects and let's say create the object-centric event log. Let's see the object-centric event log. So actually, the content of the multi-event log in Celonis is converted to an object-centric event log where each event is related to all the objects that were identified by the miners. So actually we have completed the download of a multi-event log to an object-centric event log. Now we are going to do the opposite. We are going to upload an object-centric event log to our Celonis multi-event log. In this case, we take one event log, and then we take the object types that we wanted to upload in the multi-event log, and the transitions that should be considered when building the multi-process map. In this case, we wanted to consider the transitions between the delivery and the element activity tables and the element and order activity table. In this case, the program asks us if we want to upload this, the output to the CSV. So we get all the tables and then we perform the upload manually in Celonis, or to connect directly to Celonis. Let's go to the second option and insert the URL to Celonis and the API key. In this case, it asks us the name of a target data pool that should be empty. In this case, we create one empty data pool. Then we set the name of the data model that should be the target of the upload. In this case, all the tables that can be inferred from the object-centric event log are uploaded to the data pool, and the data model is therefore created by inserting the foreign keys between the tables and the configuring the different process configurations that are then used in the multi-process map. Therefore, while this is running, we could see how to define a knowledge model and a multi-process map out of a data model that looks like this. So in this case, we go to the studio. After the upload is completed, we get a YAML that can be used to configure the multi-process map. First, the knowledge model needs to be configured, and then the multi-process map. Let's create one new package in the studio. Let's call it with a new name. And then we create the knowledge model associating that with the data model that we just uploaded. Then we can go to the YAML editor and paste the YAML code that was outputted by the program, and then save the knowledge model. The knowledge model has been verified successfully. In this case, we can create the multi-process map. Let's create that here. We associate that to the knowledge model that we just created. Then we insert the process explorer here, and the process explorer can be configured using YAML. Always take its second part and pasting that in the program, and after doing that, we could see that the multi-process map is is created where I have the event log for the different object types and the transitions between the different tables. The transitions are the gray arcs in this case that goes from element to delivery and to deliver to element and between element and order. Having said that, this is all for this short video, and if you have any question, contact me.